Good morning, Vietnam, as they say. What a morning. Sorry, I'm just trying to fiddle with things, that's it. That's better. The forecast was for 100% low cloud. There is in the distance a bank of cloud. Out of where I'm shooting, zip. And I'd psyched myself up for some minimal mono long exposures. What else would I be doing at the coast? Welcome to the Saturday that thinks it's a Sunday, because yesterday was Good Friday, so actually that was Thursday. Friday? Saturday. Confused. Yes, it's Easter weekend, it's the Saturday, and the kids are on 2 weeks holiday. So I don't normally go out on a bank holiday. I tend to stay well away and get stuff done in the house, but I felt the need to get some sea air. So I've come to Hornsey. I knew that there was going to be a risk with parking anywhere, simply because come the holiday periods, everywhere cracks down a bit on wild camping. I'm just keeping an eye on where the water's going. I'm currently set up portrait orientation, doing the one image that I wanted to get, and it's still not 100% the image that I wanted to get, but it's not bad. Tide-wise, high tide is, I think, about 8:15. It's 10 to 6, and the structure I want to shoot is already 3/4 underwater. My escape route's down there, and that's beginning to disappear rapidly. So, God knows how high this high tide's going to be. It looks like it's going to be really good, or really big. That's kind of what I'm looking at. The structure I'm shooting is the outfall pipe. I think I've got a problem with these outfall pipes. It goes straight out, and right hand side in the distance we have one of the lovely marker posts with the red little cage on the top, and then we've got a bank of very, very faint cloud, and then there's a pastel band, and then we have a bit of a sea fret going on, so it's losing the horizon. I've got no polarizer on, all I've got is a 0.6 hard, I think. Oh no, oh crikey, it's a 0.9 medium. And a 10 stop. I tried the 6 stop. Yeah, there's a little bit too much movement. I got in my head that I wanted long exposures, nice and smooth. So I'm on timer. I've done a couple of shots already. One that I wasn't so happy with. This last one I'm quite happy with. Just going to do one more and then I'm going to wander off. Oh, that's better. Hello, you can see me now. Don't worry about what kit you're using. The important thing is to get out and try. Get out and find what you enjoy doing. It took me forever. 6 years, I think. 6 years? 5 years, 6 years. To decide, actually, I love doing seascapes. And I don't mind doing landscapes. We're at, what are we at? Just a second. I'll get there in a minute. 303.9 seconds. And it's just not, quite right. Oh. Should have put my sand feet on, because the tide is now coming in. Yes, what was I saying? I use leaf filters, and I have been tempted. I've tried K&F. Relatively cheap, do a relatively good job. If I was starting out now, I would probably start with K&F filters. When I started, I got a ridiculously cheap set, and now I look back on them, they were horrific. But they taught me things. Sorry, I'm just being nosy. Oh, there's lots of low-lying mist. And I know I'm digressing, bear with me. In the distance, I can see a church spire on the headland. and there's what seems to be a veil of mist coming down. Either that or there's a flipping great flood coming down the hill. Yeah, that's better. It's weird, this tide is supposed to be coming in, but looking at these images, it's going out. How bizarre. I'll stop waffling in a minute. Just tilt up a little bit, move that around there. It's actually quite hard to line this up so it's straight. That's it, we want some big waves, so we do, some big waves. Yeah, never at any point have I thought, oh, if I get those filters, that will make my photography better. Same with cameras. I started off with a D80 back in the day. I'm sorry, the white balance and the exposure is going funny on my phone. I like my little D80 I did. And it served its purpose. It taught me a lot of stuff. I then moved up to a D90. I don't know why I moved up to D90, it just seemed like a good idea. Back then I was very much gas driven, gear acquisition syndrome driven. I stuck with the D90 for a couple of years. Then I thought, oh, I need a better camera. I don't know why I needed a better camera, but it sounded like a good idea. So I moved up, excuse me, just watching the tide, to a D7000. I love my D7000. I've got in my hallway an A1 print of a tiger out of my D7000. Perfect. And that, I think, I might be wrong, but I think, in fact, no, that wasn't for my D7000, it was for my D90. And that's something stupid like 7,000 pixels. Now we have a panic if we haven't got 20,000 pixels. This is 20,000, I think, and this is a downgrade in terms of pixels from the D7200, because the 7200 was 24,000 pixels. This is 20, I believe. I could be wrong, you know what I'm like with technical stuff. Yes, that's more like it. It's not quite central. It's got to be central. I have seen some amazing photographers produce what in my eyes is some absolute tosh on what is known to be the best kits you can buy. Conversely, I've known professionals at the top of their game with the most basic of kit produce some absolutely stunning work. Likewise, I've known or I've seen amateurs with just everyday kit, something like this or the D7000. I can't talk about Canon because I don't know them well enough. And they've produced some stunning work. And I've seen amateurs with top-end kit produce some very average stuff. It's not about your kit. It's about, I think it's about your expectations of your kit. Sorry, I'm all of a dither. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything. Yes, I could be about to lose you in a minute because the water's coming in. That's enough for that. Yes, I think I'm going to have to move you. Hold on. I've kind of forgotten what I was rattling about now. Yes, gear. Don't worry about moving up to the next big thing. You really don't need it. Some really nice colour starting to come up over there. Learn with what you've got, and once you feel you've outgrown the camera, or you're asking it to do things that it really can't do, for instance, the little Z, I've discovered I can't do video of the Northern Lights. I can do it as a video time-lapse, but not as a video. It's got me thinking, do I need to buy a full frame? But then I think, give your head a shake, girl. I'm only wanting it for one thing. I'll make do with time-lapse. It's fine. So don't worry about your kit. The important bits are getting out there as often as you can, looking at images and going, I like that, don't like that. Trying to figure out what it is you like and what you don't like, and determining what you enjoy doing. I've grown to like landscapes, but only certain landscapes. I've grown to love woodland, but only in certain conditions: frost, fog, snow. I can't do woodland on a sunny day, it just doesn't work for me. But the most important thing is to have fun. Have fun and enjoy yourself. It will come. The more pressure you put on yourself to create stunning works of art, the sun's just risen above the horizon, the more you risk being let down and depressed. I really am going to have to make a move because this tide is beginning to start worrying me. Yeah, you're going to feel let down because you can't create the images that you think you should be able to. And we all try to run before we can walk. And one last thing, don't believe everything you see on social media. I used to belong to a forum. I'm still on it, I haven't been on there for ages though. And I'd get really depressed by images that I saw on there. Same with Flickr, and I still do it. But I'm better now because I've realised actually that's Photoshop. That image of the sunflower in the foreground and a lovely mountain greenery and stuff and a bit of a fog inversion and sunrise hitting the side of the mountain and the most amazing sky. There's a better than average chance that's Photoshopped, and it could be 2 or 3 images. I don't have a problem with it. But I know that it's not real. So don't let yourself become caught up in the, oh my God, my images aren't that good, when the images you're looking at aren't real. And on that note, I'm going to stop waffling. End of sermon. Don't get hung up on your kit. I manage quite well. Yes, I have days when I couldn't take a photograph if it jumped up and bit me on my backside. But most of the time I don't do too badly. I've just seen another possible composition, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, we've got naffle in the sky, which is causing a problem insofar as we've got a marked difference between the sky and the sea. Whee! Oh, that's just upset the levelness. So I am just concentrating on doing long exposures and trying not to get them knocked out of focus, off level. This is a very high tide apparently, because it is bouncing off the walls of the walkway just down there. But it's not coming up high enough for me to get this in. So I've decided to isolate a few items. So I am at F16, 25 seconds. I have got the 10 stop, excuse me, that's better. I've got the 10 stop and the, probably the 0.9 medium grad. There's still a difference, but it's not as unbearable as it could be. It's still not good. I daren't put the polarizer on because it's not quite the right angle with the sun. The sun's only at about 30 degrees to what I'm shooting, I believe. But I do like the way, whoa, whoops, daisy, and this is why you should wear boots at the coast. Every now and then, right, that's better, do that one. I fancy doing some square crops, and normally I just visualise them and think, yes, that will work. But I've changed the setting on the camera, so I'm actually shooting in square crop, which is really good. Yeah, I'm getting a mass of white, and there's still a little bit of detail in it. The beach here isn't quite as nice as Withensea because this is very, very pebbly, too pebbly. So when you don't get a wave like that, you just get a mass of pebbles. Actually, I don't mind that one. That one should work quite nicely. Bit of white to start with, and then, yes, I'm getting a couple of diagonals in there as well. I quite like that. And, oh, I can't see. Yep, that's all in focus. I've also done one with this solitary marker because the wood is a lot paler, so it's popping when you take a long exposure of it. Yes, quite like that. And that's about it, I think, for today. I kind of got the image that I wanted. Oh, it's back there again. See, I like that one. I'm doing it in square crop. I need to be at a particular angle for this one. Let's just make sure that's focused. Yeah. Oops, daisy. And we want it level if you don't mind. Right, I'm just going to set up for that one. I'm just going to wait for another wave to come in. And that's me done. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? It's all good fun. And if nothing else, because we've got no cloud cover, I can't do the images I want, but it's given me a chance to faff around with the camera, which is not something I tend to do. And doing the square crop, I quite like that. Right, that's it. Before I waffle anymore, thank you very much for coming along. Just a couple of images. Breathing in that sea air. I'll catch up with you next weekend. Bye for now.